When I guide you through this lesson, if you follow my instructions correctly, you'll only need about 30 to 35 minutes to complete a website. Like this. It already has the basics, images, and text to attract customers. Welcome back to the Import-Export Numbers channel, a channel dedicated to sharing knowledge about the field of import and export. For those of you who are visiting the channel for the first time, you can check out our website at vixnk.com to download some free resources that I have shared there. Today, I will guide you on how you can create a website for exporting sales or a website to introduce your products or export. You don't need any programming knowledge at all, absolutely none, even if you have zero experience, and you can still create a website like this. Now, let's get back to the importance of having a website in export sales. When you work with international partners, due to the limitations of distance, whenever you send an offer email or a product introduction email to your customers, by the first thing, it's not that customers immediately check whether your prices are high or low. Instead, the very first thing customers will do is look up information about you, your company. They will visit your website. The first thing they do is check to see what kind of company you are. Does your company have a clear, specific address? Is it legitimate or a scam? Do the products you offer match what you mentioned in your email? What is the capacity of your factory? These are the things customers will look for when they visit your website. So your website acts like an online office or an online showroom for your company, helping for customers to come in, check, review, and gather information. This creates the very first level of trust for a successful transaction. On the other hand, if you're selling for export and you don't have a website, or your website is poorly made, lacking information, or unprofessional, the chances of losing orders or failing to close deals are very high. This is just the initial requirement. Besides having a good website, you'll also need to interact, negotiate, and convince customers to buy your products. That comes later, but the web solid. So, to keep things simple, I'm going to open up a website that I've already created. Please wait a moment, it'll show you a website I've made so you can see what it looks like. This is a demo website I created to share with you all. I spent just a few hours making this website. When I guide you through this lesson, if you follow my instructions correctly, you'll only need about 30 to 35 minutes to complete a website. Like this. It already has the basics, images, and text to attract customers. Erase the homepage, and there's also a section about your company's story. You can showcase your company's products here, so customers can visit the website and view the information. Down below, there's a section with your company's address and a contact section. This contact section allows customers to get accurate information or submit their requests directly through this form. After that, you can collect the information and get back in touch with the customer. So this is a basic website. You can absolutely create a similar website like this with a cost of around under 2 million VND, and it doesn't take too much time. You also don't need to know how to code to successfully complete a website like this. I also want to share that before, I hadn't studied IT. I didn't major in IT, but I was able to do it. I learned about how to build a website, and after I tried it myself, I realized, oh, it's actually quite simple. So I thought if I share this method with you, you'll absolutely be able to build a website on your own to introduce your company's products to international markets. When you build it yourself, what are the advantages compared to hiring an outside service? First, for new startups or those of you who don't have a lot of capital, building your own website will save you a significant amount of money. If you hire an outside service, a website might cost you around 10 to 15 million VND, but if you build it yourself, it's only about 2 million. Second, when you build it yourself, you can fully customize the website to your own preferences without having to depend on a design agency. And third, when you build it yourself, it's much easier to tailor the website to your customers, because you're the one directly working with them, so you truly understand their needs. When you write the content yourself, it will feel more authentic compared to having a third party write it for you. So, I won't keep you waiting any longer. I'm going to share the step-by-step process right now to help you build a website that looks just like this. Okay, let's go. Alright. With anything, We always have to start from the basics, everyone. And to help you understand what makes up a website, what components it includes, and the step-by-step process you need to follow to build a complete and perfect website, I've also prepared a small slide to guide you through it. A temporary solution for selling products for export without needing to know how to code. You can think of building a website as similar to building a house. For example, to build a house, you need 3 main parts. First, you need a piece of land. Once you have the land, you can start building. To do that, you'll need a design blueprint as well as then you start constructing the house on that land. And finally, it is so that customers or your friends and family can come to your house. You need to have an address to identify where your house is. A website works in a similar way with these 3 components. You'll need hosting, which is like the land, the place where your website will be set up. Second, you'll need a theme, which is like the design blueprint or the structure of your house that you put on that land. And finally, you need a domain, which is the address. At your home address or the website address, for example, Companyacom, or the domain of the website we're currently working on, which is Vixnk. This is what we call the domain. So to summarize, there are 3 components that make up a website. First is the host, which is like a piece of land. Second is the theme, which is your website's interface like your house or the blueprint of your house. And finally, there's the domain. So what do you need to prepare? First, you need to determine the domain name for your company or your website. Usually, the domain name will be closely tied to your company's name. For example, if your company is called Nam Viet Import Export Company, then your website could be Namvietcom. That means you simply use your company's name and add .com at the end. The .com is like an international domain address. Alternatively, you could use .com, but I usually recommend using .com. Next, you'll need to prepare the budget to register the host. The host is like the piece of land, and the domain name will also require a fee. The total cost usually ranges from 2 to 3 million VND, depending on your choices. In a moment, I will. And finally, the theme. This theme I will share with you for free because I've already created the website and packaged it as a ready-to-house package. So when I share it, you can use this theme right away without any additional cost. Detailed instructions. So there will be a total of 4 steps. The first step is that you need to register for a hotline and a domain name for your website. The second step is you'll need to install WordPress. For those of you who aren't familiar with WordPress, it's a platform to build an open source website. Honestly, I'm not an IT expert myself. I just understand that it's an open source platform that allows you to create a website, and you can fully customize and add plugins and other features without needing to know too much about coding. So it's actually very simple. Next, you'll need to download and install a theme. They'll provide this theme for you so you can download it. You can find the download link in the description section below. And finally, you'll customize the website according to your preferences. So, in total, there are 4 steps, and I'll walk you through each one step by step. Alright, first is registering hosting and a domain name. So, you'll need to know the address, which is chiksuakkokum/host, to access a provider that offers hosting. As I mentioned before, hosting is like a piece of land where you can set up your website. The stronger the hosting, the faster and smoother your website will run. Now, I'll type in this address for you to see as well. We'll go through each step one by one so you can easily follow along in your browser. So you just need to enter Chiksuakkokum host. You search for hosting here. Okay? So when it comes to hosting, Hostinger is one of the platforms that provides hosting with pretty fast speeds and costs that are affordable for Vietnamese users. So why do I choose Hostinger? If you type best hosting into the website here, you'll see some sponsored results. These are advertisements, just so you know. It will always be recommended first, everyone. It will help your website run very quickly because good hosting is like a piece of land. It gives you an advantage compared to other sites, for example. So let's get started right here. Here they offer us 3 packages. The most basic package is mainly for personal websites. It has features like 100 gigabytes SSD storage. Free domain now. For the free domain, you need to sign up for at least 12 months. For companies, I would recommend that you sign up for at least the business plan because the value is low, so it will be slow. If customers visit your website and it loads slowly, if they have to wait 2 or 3 minutes just to access the site, you'll lose your sales opportunity. That's why, at the company level, I recommend signing up for at least the business plan. You'll notice that the storage, think of it as the website's memorious double compared to the lower plan, and it's clearly stated here. Plus, you'll get all the other features that help your website run more smoothly. If you have the resources, I suggest signing up for. For the long-term path, honestly, if you look at it, for those just starting a business or if you're new to the industry, the business plan is a good choice. You'll select this plan. Now, it will ask you to select the duration for this hot package. Normally, when you sign up for Hot Tuner Hosting, the website hosting service, you need to register and pay for at least 12 months upfront. If your budget allows, you can register for 24 or 48 months with options for 2, 5, or 3, 5. If you register for 4 years, the more years you sign up, the bigger the discount. Let's pick the minimum, the 12-month package. When you select the 12-month plan, about 1 year or any longer plan, you get a free domain name. That means you don't pay extra for a domain name, which usually costs 2 to 300,000. Click the 12-month package. If you scroll down to compare prices, it's about 1.5 million VND for 12 months. But if you choose the 24-month or 2-year plan, the price only goes up to about 800,000 VND. But if you choose the 24-month or 2-year plan, the price only goes up to about 800,000 VND. That means it's just about 1.5 times higher, but you get compensated for the extra time. Since I'm just doing a demo, it'll choose the 12-month option. If you can choose the 24-month plan too. The more you choose, the more benefits you get. Next, it will ask you to create an account. You can use your Google account. Just use it here. Go ahead and select an account. It's loading. Once that's done, we'll move on to the next step. After you finish the registration, when you log in with your Google account, it will automatically create an account on Hostinger for you. Next, we'll move on to the payment step. Go ahead and select the payment option here. There are many different payment methods for you to choose from here, but I recommend using a credit card. When you pay by credit card, your payment is recorded immediately. If you choose to pay by bank transfer, that's also possible, but it will take 1 business day to process. So let's use a credit card here. The total cost you'll pay is about 1.5 million. Okay, now let's fill in the information here, your first and last name and your phone number. All right. For country, region, and city, just enter your information here. Fill it in right here. As for Jeff, choose it or leave it blank. The package is 45% off. Taxes and fees are included. Total is about 1 million. Card info. So, use your credit card and fill in the name as it appears on the card. Next, this number is the card number. Just enter your card number here. Enter card expiry date and the security code, the last 3 digits. They'll blur out this information to ensure security while recording this video, and then it'll proceed with the payment. Select an authentication method below. SMS verification is required. Enter SMS code confirm. After completing the payment, you'll receive an email notification from the system. Then, click on it to log in again. Log back into Hostinger. After that, you'll see a notification about an account action here. It says penalty setup. Your host is currently in penalty setup status. So first, you'll need to set it up. Click on the setup section here for you. They'll ask you who owns this website, whether it's for yourself or your business. Just select the appropriate option here, then click Next. Do you want to create or migrate a website? Here, we'll choose Create a website. Create means to set up a new website, everyone. Click Next. Next for choose. How do you want to build your website? Select WordPress The WordPress platform gives you the flexibility to add new blog in later on. I'll explain what blogin are in more detail later. Let-in is like an additional creation tool because it is open source code so many people will create and write these let-in blogs to serve additional features for the website. Then I will choose a page and click Next. Next, create login details for your website account. Here, you'll use this email address, and for the password, just enter any password you'd like here. Just hit the Enter key. You can enter any password you like. For example, here you'll enter web. But when you enter it, the password must have at least one uppercase letter, a number, a lowercase letter, and also a special character. Then I will fill any. Web, then testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. Let's say I enter this as my password. Here, I'll enter this admin password. Click Next. Let me save it so it remembers. What type of website do you want to build? This means what kind of website you want to create. They'll choose Business and Service. Then click Next. It will ask if you want to preview the website. You don't need to select anything here. On this side, there are some items. Alright then. You just need to select Create Plain Site because we already have a theme ready. In a moment, it'll show you how to use the theme you've prepared. If in the future you want to create a blog, you can do it the same way. You'll just choose a theme, the interface you like. Simply click on the design you prefer. These are the different interface options. Here it'll turn everything off and not add anything. Okay, you'll click Next. Click Skip here. They're asking if you want to create this website with AI-generated content. So, you'll just click Skip as well, everyone. Now, when it comes to entering your domain, each company or each website needs to choose a domain. A domain is like your website's address, similar to your home address. You can enter or choose any domain you want, but of course, you need to check that the domain isn't already taken. Because in here, it'll give you an example. It'll use this yeast.foodinsider.com, but if you're in a specific field, you'll use the yeast of Kimchi Company. For example, if you want to create a website called Campania.com, you'll type it here. When you type it here, it will show whether it's okay or not. If it's duplicated, for example, here I type visocnapcow.com, it will show duplicates for you to see. See? It's already registered. This is my blog, which has already been registered, so I won't use it since it's a duplicate. Instead, it'll look for another name. Ideally, the name should be a bit shorter and should be the official name of your company. Now here, I've searched and it's available. You'll select it, then click Next. For the domain extension, when creating a website to sell products internationally or do business with foreign partners, choose the .com extension. .com is the best option. Some might consider .vn or .com, and those are fine too, but for international business, .com is most optimal. It keeps your domain name short, and .com is widely recognized everywhere. It's popular everywhere. You'll click Next. Okay, now they're asking us to complete registration. First, select your country name. You'll choose Vietnam. Next, select whether you are registering as an individual or company organization. If you are a company, select company. But since I'm just doing a test example, you'll choose personal. Of course, you can choose company if that's right for you. Then, click Next Step. Next, you'll be required to fill in your information. Currently, due to regulations regarding information management, any website you register for or publish online requires you to provide your official and complete personal information. So, you need to enter your accurate details here so that the Information Management Authority can keep track. If you enter incorrect information, there's a chance you might run into trouble later if they investigate. Then the phone number, then it'll turn registration on or off. You'll type the zip code. enter 246 zip code. So please wait a moment for it to process. So the information goes through. Okay. Now here it asks, what is your business and service target audience? Because we won't be targeting Vietnam since our customers are international, so we will. Let's see where the server is located, because when you specify it here, the server will be set up in that location. For example, if your customers are in the US, select the US so your server is based there. But if your customers are in Asia, choose a server close to Vietnam in a nearby Asian country. Here, you have options like India and Indonesia. You can select from these. There are several options, and if your customers are in Asia, you can choose Indonesia. Indonesia works well. On the other hand, if your customers are in the US, select the US here. For now, it'll set up my server in the US. The US is fine too. Here, the key thing is the closest server we have to Vietnam to ensure faster load times for. Here. So somewhere like that. For now, it'll temporarily choose Indonesia. Indonesia is close enough to Vi, so it works well. If you target audience, delete it and Vi updates your cloud settings. Let me talk a bit more about the WordPress area here. It's an open source platform that helps you build a website, and later on it allows you to add plugins. Plugins are add-ons you can connect to your website to enhance its features and functionality. Most current platforms that use WordPress can meet all your needs, whether you're introducing products or adding features like direct sales, e-commerce, or even email marketing and other tools. WordPress handles all of these very well. Wait for this process to finish running, because I'm guiding you so that you can follow along. It'll go very slowly. If you're already familiar with this, you can move a bit faster. But I'm mainly guiding those of you who have never done this before, or maybe have heard about it but never actually tried it or practiced doing it. Register for hosting or register this domain name so you can do it. Now let's wait a little bit more for it to finish running. After that, it will redirect you, which means it will take you to the website's admin page. Here, it also installs SSL for you. For those who don't know, SSL is a security feature for your domain. Normally, when you type, for example, let's say I type Vixnk, with this domain, you'll notice that in the full domain address, there will be an extra part, HTTPS. This S here, everyone, when it appears in front of your domain as HTTPS, that's what people call SSL. So it will help make your website address secure, and it will be safe for people who visit your website. It's like a certificate that shows your website or your address is safe. Hostinger does this quite well because it automatically registers this SSL for you. Alright, now I've entered the interface of this platform. Now I'm in the manager of Hostinger. The next step is to check how your website appears on the internet. When you click here, you can see how your website is displayed online. Right now, it's using the default interface of WordPress. As you can see, your website is already live on the internet here, Vietnam Sifoden Sittercom. Now, the next step is to install a theme. A theme is the interface you need to set up so you can customize your website. Here, please keep this link as this is your website's link. Next, you'll type admin after the link like this, and then press enter. At this point, it will ask for your username and password so you can log in to the WordPress dashboard. You'll need to remember the username and password you created earlier. For the username, please use your email address. Use the email address you entered earlier, and for the password, just paste the one you copied into this file. After that, click Login, and you'll be able to access the WordPress admin dashboard. Next, we'll move on to the blog section. Here we're going to install a blog called. When you click on Blog In, select Add New Blog In and click here. The name is All-in-One Migration. All-in-One Migration. WordPress Migration or BKB Migration. To keep things simple, I'll copy it here so it's easier for you to remember and get the exact wording. All-in-One WP Migration. This is the very first one. All-in-One WP Migration and Backup. Click Install Now. This is called a plugin. Why do we need to install this? Because the theme file that Vi is sharing with everyone. Vi has already exported it using this plugin. So now install this plugin in your browser and you'll import the theme I've shared. It'll guide you step by step. After you click to download this plugin, click Productive iTie. Productive iTie is where you activate this tablet. Once you click Productive iTie, you'll see it show all-in-one. Then you'll see options like WDAP-B on VPN, WCrackers on W. WWP Migration is actually the add-in. In the Upload section, enter the code you need and then select Import. Here, the maximum upload size allowed is 2 GB, so you can upload files up to 2 GB. My file is less than 100 megabytes, so I'll click Import From. I'll also leave the link to this file in the description below, so you can download it for free. There's no cost at all. Here it is. When building a website, don't add anything here. Instead, you can type Vixnk to add it, or you can scroll down to the description section below the video and click on the link I've shared. Just click on it and open it. It will automatically import this theme into your website's interface. This theme is exactly the same as the website I demonstrated for you at the beginning of the video. Please wait a moment for it to load. Once the import is complete, you just need to adjust the website name and update the content inside to match your products and your company. Loading finished. If the exported file is large, alright, it's currently checking the extension HA, and then it shows a notification that this import part will override it. It will write the topic on your website. It will reinstall all the information like the demo website that I shared at the beginning, then throw OK. Then you will choose. Here it shows a notification that my backup file is version 7, but my current file is using version 8, so I will need to switch the language from version 8 back down to version 7. Please go back to your dashboard and scroll down. Here, you'll select the Advanced section, then go to PHP Configuration. After that, choose the PHP 7.4 version here. Next, click Update. We're switching to PHP 7.4, so go ahead and click Confirm. Help prevent errors. After a moment, please switch to the next tab, which is the BFB extension. Type Cube for me, and when you see the IonCube Loader option, check the box next to it. Then, please save your changes for me. Alright, okay. Next, you can skip this step now we're done. After that, we'll go back to the Import section to proceed again. You'll choose to save everything, and then continue by clicking Proceed here. Let it run. Please wait while it overrides, meaning it will overwrite your current site. Bye-bye. After it finishes running, it will bring you back to the WordPress interface. At this point, if you try to enter your old username and password, you won't be able to log back into the WordPress admin dashboard. Why is that? Because the new file you just imported uses the username from the old file, the one you just imported, so now there are two usernames. They conflict with each other. They're different, so you can't log into WordPress using your old username and password. So how do you get in? You need to go back to the hosting or dashboard. On this dashboard, you click on Admin Panel here. Then you click on Admin Panel. At this point, it will redirect you to your dashboard. This is your current dashboard. Now you can click to check again by clicking on the area where you made the mistake, Vi, up here in the top corner, Vi, to see if your website has been updated. There, you can see that our widget has already appeared. It looks exactly like the demo widget I showed you at the beginning of the video, right? You can see that everything is there and all the sections in the menu are complete. Now, the next step is that it'll guide you on how to change the user information to make sure it's correct. So you go to User here, right here. It will display all your information, the old information from the form you input earlier, including your email. Now, here is how you update it. You will create a new user, and then you'll enter your other email address here. Set this new user as an administrator, which means giving it admin rights. After that, you can delete the old user, and that's it. For example, here it'll use my own email address as the new user. For the username, you usually use the word admin, or you can just enter your email address directly. It'll use my email as the username. For the display name, it'll just put my own name. For the website field, you can leave it blank if you want. As for language, you can choose either English or Vietnamese, either one is fine. You'll select English. Now, it will ask you to set a password, so just use your previous password here. Then use your old password again. Remember, your password must include an uppercase letter, a lowercase letter, a number, and a special character. Bye-bye. After that, there's an important section here. Role. You should select Administrator as the role. After that, you add a new user. It will automatically create a new user account for you as an administrator. Now, you can see that the new user has been added. At this point, you can delete this account. To delete this account, the first thing you need to do is log out of it. Log out of this account first. Make sure you log out of it. Then log back in using your new account. Copy the username and password. Select Remember Me to save your login. After logging in, click User again and delete this account. Go ahead and delete this admin account. It will then ask you, what should be done with the contract of this user? This means, what do you want to do with the contract created by this user? Please select the option to attribute all content to the new email address. This will transfer all the posts and pages from the old user to the new one. Transfer them over, then confirm. And just like that, you've finished updating the user to match your email address, and the password is the one you created. Now, for the next step, let's go into the settings section so we can make some adjustments. Here, it's just notifying you about PHP version 8 from Hottinger and some AI plugins. I don't use these plugins, so it's not an issue. You can still use everything as usual. This is just a notification that my BB version is older than what Hottinger requires, but I can still use everything normally. I don't use this plugin, and I don't use this other plugin either. Now, let's scroll down here. Website title means the name that will appear on your website. At this point, you can change it to whatever website name you want. For example, this is my sample website, right? This is the website I currently have. This website is about fruits, and I made it for you to see. But now, I'm going to show you how to change all the content on this website to turn it into a seafood website, for example. Seafood means aquatic products. You'll do the same steps so that it matches your email address, which is Vietnam Seafood Insider. So, it'll choose by Vietnam. Me. Seafood Insider, so it matches with the... Alright, okay. The tab is like your company's logo, like the company's slogan. So you'll use something like, for example, it'll put every thing about Vietnam seafood, for example. You can write your company's slogan, strengths, or unique features. Here, when you do that, it will show up right here, everyone, right in this spot. Let's go over it again. So what is a site icon? The site icon, for example, on your site, let's say your site is about seafood and exports, then the site icon is this little thing here, this tiny little icon. So we'll change it, okay? We'll change this site icon by selecting Change. After clicking Site Icon, then select Choose, and I've already prepared one. I've already prepared an icon right here. So how do you create this icon? This is actually your company's logo. In the previous video about import-export marketing, I already showed you how to create a logo like this. You can absolutely use the same method to make a logo for your company. Since I've already prepared one here, I won't go over those steps again. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll leave the link in the description. You can watch it again for reference. Okay. If you set it incorrectly, it will. Let me adjust it a little bit. Here, it doesn't let me crop, but that's fine. You'll just click to insert it, and now it's in here. This is your company's website address. Set it up properly, okay? This is the administration email address. Normally, you would update this to your own address here. So just copy your new email address and paste it in here. All right, membership. Membership allows users to register accounts. On your website, by you can leave it turned off if you prefer. For the language setting, I recommend using English. If you're not comfortable with English, you can switch to Vietnamese. I suggest English because when you add plugins or install new features, they default to English. The text on your website, all the information can be translated into Vietnamese if needed. By using English, the language is set by default and all information on the website will be in English, which is more convenient, especially since most of our sales are targeted at foreign customers. So let's keep it in English. If you select Vietnamese, the interface will switch to Vietnamese, but let's stick with English. For the date format, you can leave it as is. Everything looks good, so when you're done, click Save Changes. With that we have transfer complete. We've transferred the user and also updated the general information of the website. Now let's go back to the website and check if the information has been updated. If you look here, you'll see that it has changed. Previously, it was web demo, but now it's been updated to VNBC Insider. Do you see that? Well, adjust this sentence a bit later on the homepage interface, okay? Well, make that adjustment in just a bit. It's actually very easy to do. Here it is. In some cases, you might encounter an error. Where does this error happen? Sometimes, the homepage doesn't display this new interface, but instead shows the old interface from a different theme. So, how do you switch it back to this interface? Hey Race, what you need to do. Here, on this interface, you can click on Customize, or you can go to the section for other themes and click on Theme. You click on Customize. In the Homepage Settings section, erase what you do. I'm talking about the case where this page doesn't appear correctly, like tsit shows an error, or it displays the previous page, like before you imported this one. To fix this issue, you just need to select any other page. For example, on the home page, you can choose the contract page. Then, click Publish. After that, go back and select the home page. Then, go back again, choose the home page, and click Publish again. That should fix it. Alright. If in your case, when you create it and this error doesn't appear, then you don't need to adjust anything. Okay, the next step will guide you on how to customize this interface and update the information here to match your company's details. So how do we do that? Let's get started right away. First, I will, in the past, to help you understand the structure of a communal house, a shelter, to help you understand the structure of a communal house, performing in those places. On the home page, the top section is the dashboard. Clicking it shows general information about your website. Below is the interface called the theme. The theme name is Vixnk. Vixnk is a customizable, responsive interface. It automatically adjusts to the size that's being displayed. For example, it will shrink to fit a mobile screen, and if you view it on an iPad, the interface will also adjust to fit the iPad screen. So this theme is very flexible and fully responsive. It's really high quality, right? Next, let's talk about the post section. What is a post? A post is like an article or a blog entry. For example, in this view section here, these items are called posts. You can create as many posts as you want. Header grid means the category of this post. You can create multiple categories. For example, this post belongs to the market news category. If I click it, it will take me to the market news page. Market news is one category, and the post will be placed in this category. You can create as many categories as you like. As for media, this refers to the images and videos you upload to the website. They will be stored here. Next, the Pagea page is simply a web page. Currently, here we have 1, 2, 3 for pages. Pages are fixed. They don't change. As for the post, actually, the page and the post are quite similar to each other. However, pages are usually used for permanent information like this, or for example, for designing and adding demos or images like these. On the home page, we can fully customize it, while posts are mainly for writing content in the form of text or images only. With pages, you can freely add things like contract forms to them. So that's the main difference between a page and a post. Now, in this interface, we have a total of 1, 2, 3 for pages. The news section here is actually just a category for posts, not a page. Next, we have comments. Comments are what customers or users, anyone who visits the website and leaves information or comments below, those will appear here. As for this USB block, we don't really use it. The USB block is like a tool that helps use. It's used as a tool to support designing different sections within a page. So you don't need to look into this part in detail. Next, we have products. Product refers to the items you're selling, and here you can add or modify products on the website. For example, in this section, product is where you manage your items, and it will also be divided into different categories. This header refers to the product categories and the subproducts within them. For example, here we have 1, 2, or 3 product categories, and the subproducts will be placed under these categories. So you can click here to edit the products. Okay. This contact form is actually the contact form template. For example, when you go to the contact form section, you'll see a form here. When customers fill it out, if you want to receive their information sent to your email, you'll need to configure this contact form a bit. They'll guide you on how to set that up in a moment. Next, the insurance section refers to the interface. The current interface is the one I just imported. The other interfaces here are the default ones in Woodist, and you can delete those interfaces if you want. Just click here to delete some of them. Remember to keep your main interface. Let's delete some of them. Keep these two interfaces, the 2024 interface and the fax and theme. So within these interface sections, there are also options for you to customize. For example, with the menu, you can adjust and change the toolbar up here, the menu at the top. And then there are the widgets as well. The sections that you see here, divided into different blocks like this, are called widgets. In a bit, it'll show you how to change them as well. As for plugins, the Plugins tab is where you can install any plugins you want. Earlier, we already installed a plugin called All-in-One. If you want to add more plugins, you can do that here. Pod click you pay key this cup. User then I usually th evolves first swear I tweet songs. Here it is. So we've just gone through all the main tabs on the WordPress admin interface. The next step is that it'll guide you through how to customize the homepage, adjust the menu, and also update the images here. You can click on the homepage like this, then click on Customize here. When you click Customize, it will bring up this section for you. This means we're currently on the homepage. First of all, you can absolutely change the first thing, which is the logo here. To change the logo, just click on Header here. In the header section here, you can see that the logo appears right here. Click on the logo here, it is. Then you can replace this logo with your company's logo. For example, it'll select Slide Image, and then it'll choose this new logo. Here is my new logo. After that, I click Slide to change it to the logo I want. It's best to use a logo without a background color, everyone. It should be transparent, because if the background is white and you use a logo here with a blue background, it won't look very nice. So you should remove the background and redo it, then select the logo again. Let's select the image again. Let's upload the file again. Here. So here, It'll just show you how to remove the background. Your logo has a background, right? They'll show you how to remove the background. Here, please go to Canva. Previously, you might already be familiar with Canva, but for those who aren't, this is a very helpful tool for creating designs and tools with your own branding. Here, it'll create a new design with a custom size. Then, you select 500 by 500. This is just like how we created the logo before. Next, it'll add my logo here, and then it'll remove the background. You can upload your file here. Right here, it'll insert my logo into space. Front. It'll place it here and adjust it so it fits perfectly. If you want to remove the background, just click the right button. But you'll need a pro account to use the background removal feature. Background removal is here. Click on the image here. Make sure to click on the logo image first, then you'll be able to remove the background. Just select Remove Background here. Just click Remove Background, and the background behind the image will be completely erased, leaving it transparent. Once you're done removing the background, click Save and then Download. This will download the image. Here, it'll name the file Logo No Background, for example. Background. Then, save it again. Now, select the image without the background here, the no background version. Click on it to upload it again. When you click Select, the logo will look great with this line here, since the bar is white, so it will look much better. Next, now that we've changed the logo, let's move on to the next step. You can also change the text up here. For example, if you want to change the sentence to something you prefer, just click on the HTML here, then scroll down and you'll find the line where you can make your changes. Delete the existing text and enter what you want to display. For instance, if you want to show a slogan here, you can type it in. For example, like the slogan we had earlier, everything, a needs to, no, about, seafood, Vietnam seafood Vai, for instance. And that's it. You're all set. Alright, okay. Now, the position of the menu is right here, everyone. And this search button, you can move it wherever you like. For example, if you don't want it to be right here and you want it in the middle, you can just drag it and drop it over here and ITLL move to this side. If you don't want the search button at all, you can delete it, just drag it down and remove it. And if you want to, usually, I like to keep the menu on the right corner here, so it'll just drag it back over here. In the middle here, we have this divider line. Alright, it'll just keep it as it was. Once you're done editing this section, you can click to preview it at the top. Next, you will continue to make adjustments to other things. Let's see what's here. We've adjusted the logo, right? The top bar, no need to adjust it now. Now, the head menu. This head menu. Head bottom sticky header. This part is pretty much okay, so we'll click out of it. Next, we'll move on to the next section, where it'll adjust the color. For the background color, this green color here previously, in the last video, I used it for fruit, so I wanted to set this green as the default color. But for example, if you're working with seafood products and you don't want this green, but instead want a blue color, where would you change it? Erase what you do. You go into the style section and then select typography here. This is where you adjust the text, but that's not quite right. It's actually the color section here. Here you can change the color. For example, under primary color, you can set it to the shade of blue you want. If you want a lighter blue for seafood, you just select this blue color. If you don't want blue and prefer another color, you can easily change it to whatever you like. For instance, if you want a darker blue, you can set it here as well. And this blue looks good, it's fine here. This blue is good, so let's choose this blue color. Now, for this part, let's also switch it to this same blue. In the color palette section, instead of dragging the selector, if you want it to be exact, you can just paste the color code from the top corner here. That way, it will copy the exact color code you want. There, I think this blue looks pretty good. Once you're done, just click Publish to make it official. Alright, now let's go back out of here. For the next step, you can imagine that on this home page, it'll be adjusting the header, which is this top section here. As for the section from here down, starting from this image all the way to this part, that's considered a page. So we'll go into the page to make those adjustments. First, we'll edit the header and then we'll move on to the footer, which is down here. To do that, you'll click on footer loop for where the footer is in the style block and select footer. After that, we'll scroll down to here. It will let us display the columns. Columns are these sections. For example, this is split into 1, 2, 3 sections. To show it in 3 columns, set the number to 3. Next, change this color to match the blue from before. That way, it's consistent blue at the top and blue here too, so everything matches. Let's continue and see what's next. Next, it'll make a few more adjustments. It'll update the information in these boxes here. For this box, actually, this is the product section. In a bit, when we adjust or change the product, this area will update accordingly. What you need to adjust is this. This one can be edited in widgets soon. Here, you'll see the Edit Footer Widget section. Click it. It's in Footer 1. This is Footer 1, so click it. This section is the product category, so you don't need to edit it. Only make changes if you really need to. A bit later, when we update the products, this section will also change automatically. As for this part, it's about your social network links. For example, information like your LinkedIn, X, formerly Twitter, or YouTube. If you have these, you can update them here. Just scroll down and you'll find the fields where you can update the links. For instance, for the LinkedIn link, I currently have my own LinkedIn there, but you can replace it with your own or your company's LinkedIn link. Then it will have the link for X. Previously, it was called Twitter, everyone, and this one is YouTube. You can absolutely enter other links as well. For example, your WhatsApp link, just fill it in and it will automatically show up for you. For Facebook, let me check if I have a Facebook link here. Erase Facebook, everyone. For example, it'll enter my Facebook link here in the import-export form. Let's check Facebook, okay? Let me double check my Facebook address. It'll click on Contact, okay? Here, this is my Facebook. They'll copy it in. Here, another Facebook will appear. I'll see it. It shows up at the top here. Once you're done updating, just click Upload. Okay? Next, if you want to change the text below to your company name, right? Click to go back. Click to go back. Then scroll down to the bottom and select Footer here. Scroll all the way down. After that, you'll see the company name text here. This is the copyright section. If it says Company A, you can change it directly to your company's name. For example, here it'll change it to Vi Vietnam Food Insider. Food Insider. Then click to enable it. So now we've finished editing the header at the top and the footer at the bottom. Now, let's start making adjustments to the main page. This is your home page. For your reference, it'll guide you on how to adjust this menu. Once you're done, click to go back. Once you're finished, just click Close. Now, to adjust the main page, erase what you need to do. Go back to the management dashboard of WordPress. Then go to Pages right here. Pages. Next, you'll edit the home page. Click on Edit with US Bill of Lading. US Bill of Lading is the tool that helps us visually edit the website. Now that we're inside the home page, from this section down to this section, at this point you can customize it however you like. For example, first, let's change this image, the background image. Actually, there are 2 images here, so we'll update both. You can find your own images and upload them. For instance, if your product is seafood, then you would go to Canva. If you don't have a Canva or Canva Pro account yet, you can type in 6su2cow. You'll be redirected to a link. This link will take you to where you can create an account on Canva Pro, and you can try it for free for 30 days here. If you're just using the free trial, you want pay. but you need Canva Pro to edit certain things. Here, I'm going to create a visual about Ziffit. Switch Canva Pro. Now, it'll choose the image size. For example, here it'll check this image's dimensions. Check availability here. It'll check dimensions. This image has dimensions 6,912 by 3456. Looking for image with similar dimensions, type 6912. 69122 by 3456. Then click Create a new design. In the design section, you'll select Element. Go ahead and click on Element, then choose something like Vietnam seafood, for example. Next, go to Graphics. There will be a lot of images, but these might not be quite suitable. Let's just type in seafood instead. Try clicking on Photo. Oh, this one looks appealing. There you go. When you're searching for images on Canva, you can select the Photo section to find high-quality images like these. After that, just drag the image in. This one is really beautiful, so let's pick one from these images. You'll choose this one. It looks quite nice. Here, this is an image of seafood. This is one example. Alright, next, I think. You'll choose one more image. This one looks really appealing. Now, let's go ahead and carefully add the image in. Move it up a little bit. Wow, that looks so attractive. After that, it'll export it for you. To export, just click Download. Download. After that, insert them into your slide. You can customize images, or if you have resources, taking your own photos is great. If not, you can get images from Canva. Here, it'll just leave it as is. Alright, now, seafood. It'll extract the files because they're compressed when downloaded. One moment. Downloading. Okay, once it's downloaded, just extract it. Contract all and you're good to go. Contract no. That way you'll have 2 images for the kids to see. Here are these 2 images. At this point, you will upload these 2 images. Upload these 2 images and let you select them into your website. For example, here, let me open them up for you. The clearer the image, the better the quality, the more beautiful it will be. Your website will look better. But if images are too large, heavy, or file size is too big, it will load more slowly compared to large images load slow. They're relatively heavy, so I think we can resize both of these images to make them lighter. If you want to resize, just go back to the tool and resize them. Click Share, then click Download here. For the file size, you can reduce it if it's 5 or 6,000. That's really heavy, so let's bring it down to 3,000. Just 3 by 1 like this. Now, resize it again. Alright, once we've downloaded it, a TLL be right here. You can extract it, just click Contract to all and then extract the files. After downloading, the file will be here. I just downloaded and resized it to make the file size lighter because the original image was too large. Even now, this image is still heavy, about 9 or 12 megabytes, which is okay. We shouldn't use poor quality images because if the quality is low, our website won't look professional. We also shouldn't use images that are too large because if they're too heavy, then to change the image, click the image you want to replace, and on the left, you'll see an option to change it. You just need to select Change Media. Previously, I uploaded an image that was a bit too large, so it'll delete the old one to make things lighter. After that, it'll upload the new image that I just resized and downloaded. Here, it'll upload it now. I'm uploading both images at once so I can use them later. It's still relatively large, everyone. Even though I've already resized it to reduce the size by 50%, actually, I could make it even smaller, but I want to keep the Image quality looking nice and smooth. Now, let's use this image first, just wait for it to finish loading. Alright, I want to choose this image first because it's more vibrant. When you click Use this image, it will update the banner just the way you want. See, I've already changed it to the seafood image. For the content inside, you can completely edit the text here. This is my original image, and this is the original information. You can adjust it by clicking to activate, then click on the text area. For example, instead of white food, you can change it to white seafood, for instance. White, do you choose? You choose. Why do you choose 11 foot in Vietnam, or Vietnam why 11 foot, for example, just like that. For the content here, you can absolutely use ChatGPT's ChatGPT to help you create a sentence. For example, here it'll use ChatGPT. These are sentences that sound good for your website. Please, I ask it please, right? Link. Even if I write this in Vai Vietnamese, it still understands. So whether you write in English or Vai Vietnamese, it works just fine. Okay. Website, seafood. Export. Website. Website of seafood Vietnam. How Vietnam seafood export do? I ask it to write a sentencia sentence introducing a website for a Vietnamese sushi exporter's website, so I request it to write that. You can use this sentence as well. This sentence is good, everyone. Then I can completely use technology for myself. That's it. You can just use this whole sentence, it's quite good. Your premier source for the finest and freshest Vietnamese seafood, bringing the rich flavors of the ocean to tables around the world. This sentence is also quite nice. Alright, next, I'm going to add the second image for you. In this slide, there are 2 images, but if you want to add 3 or even 4 images, that's totally fine. You don't have to stick to just 2 images, add as many as you like. For example, if you want to add another image, just select Change Media. Then, choose the image from earlier, click Use the image, and it will appear right away. There. Pretty great, right? You can keep it in this position if you want, or if not, I think you might want to keep the same caption as before. I chew. You chew. For 11 food in Vietnam, copy the previous caption, paste it here. Paste the caption in and it looks professional. After you feel everything looks good, just scroll up to the super banner. If it looks okay, you can exit. Here, if you want to add another banner, just click here, add the slider, and it will let you add more banners, images, and so on. But if you don't want to, just keep the 2 images. That's fine too. The more images you have, the heavier your website will be, so honestly, you shouldn't add too many. 2 slides are already good, and even 1 slide is fine. With 2 slides, you get a bit more movement. Next, below, you'll see information like this. You can absolutely add more slides if you want. For example, here it gives you a space, and you can just click the plus button here to add any content you want into this section. Here, it lets you choose a banner, an image, or any picture you want to add. Here, it currently says slide here, right? You can just delete this if you want, just press delete to select more content. For example, if you press delete here and then choose new, it will let you edit more types of content. Here, you can edit text, or you can edit things like countdowns, galleries, which are multiple images at once, or sliders like the one shown here. Actually, in this section, you probably don't need to add more edits because below this, there will also be text. If you scroll down, you'll see text below like why choose us, or our strengths and so on. If you have a short story to share here, you can also add text below personally. I think that's still fine. For example, here it'll add some text, just as an example. The text I'm adding is just regular text. You can choose from the effects here, and it will arrange the layout according to your preferences. This text is already aligned, and here is the plain text. Now I'll click apply. It will display the text like this. If you want to edit it, you can do it like this. For example, if you want to write more, just use the regular text tool. Bye. Bye. Keep writing, continue adding more. Bye. Continue writing more about the different types and strengths. Bye. For Vietnam, 11 Phut Vietnam, Vi 11 Phut because I requested it to write like this. The language is English, okay? Set the language to English so it knows to write in English, not Vietnamese. Then just type whatever you want next and press enter so that it will write it out for you, Vi. If it writes too much and the response is too long, you can ask it to shorten it. For example, after it finishes writing here, you can request it to make it shorter. Just highlight the part you want. Bye. Right here. Okay, Vi, and it will shorten it for you, Vi. This way of writing is already fine, everyone. Or if you want it to be even shorter, you can, by Vi. You can ask it to make it even shorter. Here, just click on this text editor box, copy and paste it in, and then have it center the text, everyone, by Vi. If you think it looks good, just click OK. And it will appear like this, very nice and detailed. Next, down here, in case you have a factory, for example, you can enter the factory area here, specifying how many square meters it is. As for this image, you can place an image here. You can remove or change it as you like, and you can also easily add your own logos here. This is just like a graphic, so if you would like, for instance, you can simply, for example, only add the factory logo here instead of a picture of the whole factory. You can do that. You just need to open Canva here to add it. Let's switch back to Canva. Today, I've already registered an account. If any of you haven't purchased it yet, you can try out the free Pro account trial. It's free for 30 days. After that, if you find it suitable, you can consider buying it to use. Using it will help you create more professional designs. So let's take a look today. You need to create a size, any size you want. Right now, we just need a very small image, right? So you only need a size of about 100 by 100, and that's fine. Just create a size. A small logo like this, okay? I'm showing you this so you know a useful way to do it. Next, select Elements. I'll choose Factory for you. Then, select Graphics, and you'll see images like these. Just click on one. It's pretty simple. If you want color, add color. If you don't want color, just leave it as is. My camera icon is colored, so I'll just use this one. To make it look better, it's best if you remove the background, so it stands out. Let's remove the background to make it look nice. To remove the background, click here. Click on the image, then click Remove. Oh, but this graphic doesn't allow background removal. So it's fine to just leave it as is. I'll save it now, then click Download here. Just click Download. I'm downloading this so I can show you how to do it. For this, you need to add one more element. Then it will work. It's easy, just add something like a text element, for example. Add factory here. Or you can add anything you like. Add a text element. Once you save it, it will work for you. Here, it'll download it. After downloading, it'll put it right into this folder to make it easier to manage. Erase the factory file. I've saved it. Once that's done, it'll go to my website, find this image, change the media, and upload the new one. Alright, here we go. Once it's uploaded and I use the image, it will replace the old image with the factory one. Usually, in this section, it'll highlight strengths or whatever is important. That I do for my clients or for my own factory to show what sets us apart from our competitors. Here, you can list your strengths or advantages, anything that gives you an edge over other companies. For example, if you're a factory, and especially if you're an export factory, you can mention the size of your facility, your production capacity, and any certifications you have. You can include all of that right here. Thirdly, for example, if you offer high-quality products, you can highlight that as well. Right now, I'm just using demo content to show you, but you can absolutely edit this information to fit your needs. Let me show you how to change this content as an example. For example, if you want to edit the text company feature one, you can simply change it. For instance, you could write established or factory, meaning a long-standing or reputable factory, for example. Then you can look at the text below. You can also edit this part. For example, you could write the year your company was established. Highlight, for example, 20 years in the industry, for instance. In seafood industry. Industry, meaning 20 years of experience in the seafood industry. So, for example, when customers visit your website and see information like your company or factory has been in the industry for 20 years, they'll feel very confident and impressed, right? You can also add other strengths in section 2 or 3 here. This is just a quick demo. Next, here you can add, let's try adding a video as an example. Any video, you can upload your own video here. But if you have a video about your factory, for example, you can use that. Here, let's just search YouTube for a sample. If you have a video about your factory or even just images of your production process, you should definitely upload them here. This way, customers can see the scale of your factory. Or if your company is a trading company, you can also include links to introduce yourself here. For example, if you're currently a trading company, you can still showcase here that you act as a connector between customers and factories. You can also show images of the factories you work with and how they operate. It's all very interesting. For instance, here I tried searching for a video about a seafood factory. On the factory tour, I can look for any video. This is just an example. Let's say the shrimp processing factory. This one isn't in Vietnam, by the way. But for demonstration purposes, let's just pick a sample video, like this one here. They'll use this video, that's what I want. If I want to put that video on my website, all I need to do is share it here, copy this link, and then click here to replace this link with my website's link. It will show up right away. See how easy that is? After that, you can add any text you want here. For example, it'll describe my factory or write my factory or partner factory or something similar so that when customers look at it, they feel confident and see that this is a real company, a company that actually produces goods. For example, if I ask ChatGPT to introduce the factory, I would do it like this. Write a paragraph by about 3 or 4 sentences for sentences to introduce the manufacturing factory for seafood with machinery, technology that is modern. English. That's it. So I would ask GPT to write it. It can write it quickly, and then I can adjust the content afterward. We shouldn't just copy the content exactly as it is. Instead, we need to check if it matches the reality of our factory or our partner factory. Is it accurate? That means you need to provide the right input. For example, here you can add details like when the factory was established or how modern the machinery is. You can elaborate to make sure it's accurate, okay? So here it'll keep this sentence, or you can. Why do you choose us? That's also a good sentence, so let's keep it, and then add a description about our factory here. If you have any ideas you want to add here, you can simply click the plus button below. With that plus button, you can add slides, text, images, videos. In short, you can add anything you want. You have complete freedom to add whatever you wish. This section here is related to your product. Here, the product on the demo website was originally something else, but now I want to switch it to seafood. If I want to switch it to seafood, I need to change the images here. For example, in a moment, when I update the product section, it'll have something like this. For instance, here, if it's shrimp, it'll label it as shrimp, meaning it'll display my products here on the screen. Next, down here in a bit, you'll find a picture like a shrimp imagito add-in for you all. It'll look for a shrimp image, then a fish image, and put them here. For example, for fish. Fish. Basically, whatever product you're selling, you'll enter that product here. If you're doing shrimp, enter shrimp. If fish, enter fish. Here, let's say I'm doing octopus or Play-Doh. You can also enter orders here. Okay, so here we need to find suitable images to add in. The way to create these images is actually very simple. You just continue by going to Canva, and then you create a new design. For the design size, the standard size for our product is 500 by 500, so please select 500 by 500 for me. 500 by 500, just like this. After that, for example, if I want to find a shrimp image, it'll search for shrimp. When I type shrimp, it will show up. You just click on elements here, and then you can choose. Clip heart. Shrimp. Here under photos, it will show shrimp images. I can add one in. It'll add the shrimp in. Here you go, everyone. Click to add another image, everyone. What about shrimp? If I want to search for fish, it'll type fish, for example. Choose photo, and let's say, for example, this fish or that fish. Add it in. Then, for example, if I want to add another image, you'll choose octopus. Here, I encourage you all, if you have real photos of your products, you should use actual photos. Why? Because real photos look more authentic and customers still prefer to see the real thing. Harris, octopus baby. Baby, octopus. Pick any of these images, for example. Now, we have 3 products. Then select them. Save them, then download them. Download all 3 images, and in a moment, we'll upload them back to our website. Here, it'll name it. Seafood product, for example. Let it download. Okay, then extract it, contract all. Now that we have the 3 products, just go back to your website and change the media. Then upload these 3 images. Then, one by one, upload all 3 images. If you have more products than these, you can absolutely add more. Now, first, it'll add the shrimp image. For example, if you want to split it not just into 3, but maybe you want to add another one. Let me check if this part is correct. Here, in this section, there are 3 columns. If you want to add another image, just add it to the 4th column and it will be included for you. There will be another column below. I mean, you can only have 4 images, but here, this part is a bit odd. If you add a 4th image, it will move down to the next row. I need to check if I can adjust this part. One, two, three, for let's try changing this UI. Allows 12 images. But if you try to add more, it can't handle it when you add more. The images will drop down below. So to sum up, here it only displays 3 images per row. If you want to force the second row, you need to have at least 6 images. Okay, let's leave it like this for now. Let's just keep 3 images and delete this one. Alright, now let's change this image. Click on this image here and it'll change it to a picture of a fish so it's accurate. For this spot labeled octopus, it'll change it to an octopus image. There we go. So basically, you can see that the website is starting to take shape now. Alright, moving on to the blog or blog post section here is where the articles you write on your website will be displayed. Now, if you write 1, 2, or 3 articles here, they'll be grouped together. Let's take a look. They're grouped here, and you can see how many articles there are in this section. This is really absolutely beautiful, so you guys, please click post right now. Post. This is its layout. You see, when you double click on it, the layout will appear. For example, if you want to display 3 articles, you can add a 4th by clicking here and dragging it out. If you only want to show 2 articles, you just click here and it will display 1 article. In a moment, when you write an update, it will use your article and take the newest post as the latest article, so it will update here. So I encourage you to try to write a few more articles, especially those related to market, updates, product information, or company news. You are completely free to write and post them here. Bye-bye. Erase why I keep this. Let me explain why I always choose to keep this particular item. As for the footer section, earlier I already made some adjustments here. In a bit, when I update the products, this section will automatically update as well, so you don't need to worry about this part. Basically, our homepage is looking pretty good now. I want to remind you of one more thing. If you want to add any information, images, or visuals, just click here to add them. For example, if you want to add text, we already did that, right? Or, for instance, if you want to add a gallery, you can add it right here. If you don't want to add it, just delete it by clicking the delete button and it will be removed. You can even add columns like these here. 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns, or even a slider. Just click here to add them. Or if you want to add a title is like a headline or a title. If you want to add a title, just click here and it will insert a title section right here. For now, I'm not going to add one. On page. This part is inside here, you need to add more elements. For example, you can add a slide here and then insert images into it. To add an image, just insert the image you want right here. They'll just do a quick demo, but you can customize it however you like. I prefer a minimalist approach, so I don't want my website slide to have too much information. If there's too much, visitors might get overwhelmed. So it'll just delete these extra elements and keep only the basic format like this. Once I'm satisfied with how it looks, I'll click Save. Click Update. You can click the Close button here. Now let's go back to the website to review it. If you want to view the website, just click this corner here, the website preview, and you'll be able to see it. Now it looks pretty impressive, right? There's a video clip, an introduction slide, highlights of our strengths and products. Here are the products, and the links are all set up. Oh, I just realized I forgot to create the product earlier, so in a bit it'll show you how to add it so it appears for everyone. Here, you can see all the information you need. Okay, so this is the home page. Next, it'll guide you on how to adjust the menu bar here. Let me open a new tab so you can visualize it more clearly. Normally, on a typical website, the menu will have some basic pages like this. First, there's the home page. Then, there's the About Us page, which is all about us, right? Next is the Products page, where you introduce the products your company offers. Then there's the News section, and finally, a Contact channel. These are the basic sections. These are the essential parts of a menu. Even if you don't have a news section, that's still okay. Some companies don't need a news page, they just need a home page, an About Us page, products page, and a contact channel. So, for some companies, it's just that simple. Others might add 2 or 3 more sections, different sections in the menu. For example, regarding. Publicly listed companies might add an investor relations section. If they have social responsibility activities, they'll include those too. But if your company is small or starting out, you don't need all that. Keep it simple. Let's get back to the topic. We're going to adjust the About Us section page by page, item by item here. How do you make these adjustments? You just go to the Pages section here, then select the About Us page, and continue by clicking Edit with Us Bill of Lading. This is one way. The second way is that you can, right from this interface, click directly on Edit page. That will also take you to the editing interface so you can make changes. For example, like this, you click Next, and it lets you edit like this, right? You can delete or you can choose edit with a spill of lading, which is even better. It will bring you to a similar interface. Both methods let you edit. Now, in the Our Story section, this is where you'll tell your story, share your narrative. For example, the process of founding your business, Etsy, you can share here. You can use ChatGPT to help. For example, if I ask it, Neil, train it to respond to those commands. This is just a demonstration, okay? So, if your company has specific instructions, you should write them out in detail even in Vietnamese is fini so that this ChatGPT can support you better. Here, it's currently using the name Ocean Harvest Seafood, but of course, it'll adjust that. Right now, it's set to Ocean Harvest. Change. The name Ocean Harvest. Seafood, for example, to Vietnam. Seafood Insider. Here, I'm asking it to change or update this name. That's it. Not sure, but it used Nguyen. So thanks to tools like this, you don't have to spend too much time writing and polishing sentences like this yourself. It does a pretty good job and works quite quickly. At this point, you just need to copy and paste it in. Click on Open Text Edit, copy, and paste it in just like this. You can also add your own images here. If you want to add an image, just click here and add it in to see. You can't add images here. Click Add Media to add images. Add images. For now, just add the logo. There, I've added the logo. Let's center it and make it a bit smaller. There, that's good. Know your story is ready. Once you're satisfied, click Apply. Go ahead and apply it. We've finished Setup menu. Homepage is done. A few small parts remain to adjust later. About Us is done. Next, the Product tab. How do we edit it? In summary, let's go back out for a moment. Now, returning to the editing interface, how do we edit the Products tab? It'll guide you through making changes here. In this section, you'll see Products, and there are two areas you can work with. The first is Category. Earlier, I showed you this is like the product categories. Click on Products category, okay? Here is the category section. For example, earlier we divided it into 3 groups, right? 3 groups. So, we'll edit those 3 product groups according to these galleries. For example, if I click Edit here, I can change the name here. For instance, it'll set it as Stream, alright? Then down here, it will also be Stream. For the image, this one here, it's tricky to change. It'll adjust it. When editing, you can just use an icon if you want. That works too. Let me add an icon. It'll go to the channel section to do that. Here, for this channel, you can create a small icon. Doesn't need to be big. Let me check again. Here, it'll add the stream icon on this side. Okay. Stream icon. In the stream element, you can call it up later and choose a graphic. The channel is diverse like this. Here it is. Let's continue. It'll choose fish, for example. Fierce fish. Pig octopus. For the octopus, it'll also just pick whichever one is needed. Alright. Download 3. It'll remove the first one, select the 3 images below, and download them. Downloading now so I can upload them soon. Just wait a bit or let it run here. Here, they'll name it AI Can. Who needs special do? Category here, save it, and then it'll extract it. You have to extract it, otherwise it won't work. Here it is, AI Can. It'll extract it now, just decompress it. Alright, the images look great. Now I can go back in and upload them. Pick images. done. After that, choose one image and insert it into the post. Here it is, everyone. When you update, it will show up here. After updating, you can go back to the product and check if it has changed. Click here to refresh, and you'll see that the stream has already changed. See? It's updated. For the next two images, you'll update them in the same way. Next, continue by selecting the product category, then choose Edit. For example, it'll select Fish here and make the change. This slug is like the tail end of the domain, the part that comes after the address of the page. For example, if I view Fish here, when the category is displayed, the URL will be something like Vietnam Zephyrin Cider Cum Fish. Now, let's change this image as well. It'll switch it to a picture of a fish and then update it. And just like that, it'll continue updating. For this part here, it'll select. This section is for octopus, and down here, it'll also delete this image so I can choose a new one. For example, it'll pick an image with an octopus. Then it'll select this octopus image and update it. Update it, okay? Now let's go back out and see what has changed. Press F5 to refresh and see what's new. Take a look when you refresh, it will update to show the fish, octopus, surimi, and so on. If you want to add more images or colors, you can select these images to use as color icons. Next, they'll choose the subproducts within these folders. You can add a lot of subproducts here. For example, under surimi, you might have whole surimi, whole shrimp, headless and tailless shrimp, or breaded shrimp, and so on. You'll go in here, select this, and choose product. Click on product, everyone. Right now, I have 3 sample products, so it'll edit them, just edit. Here, it'll rename this one to something else. Let's see which category it's currently in. Open it UBits under stream, so it'll select live stream, for example, or just call it stream. Voice stream, boiled, everyone. Voice rim, head off, for example, means removing the head. Once you have this information, you'll fill it in here. For example, wave size, for instance. Then beckon, and so on. These are about the specifications. For example, the source, what region it's from. Whether it's farmed or wild caught, you can fill this in yourself. So, it'll write farm raised, meaning farm shrimp. Arm raised. For example, you can enter trim or freshwater shrimp, and so on. Then, you'll fill in the detailed information for each product. Here, you're entering the attributes, and then you can change the image. For example, if it's a shrimp product, you can upload a shrimp image, and the product image will be updated, everyone. After that, you just click Update images for the other 2 products too. Now, see our products, they look great, and all info is shown. For the first time, for example, when you click Stream, the product image will appear. You can add 2 or 3 images, however many you like. Next, it'll guide you to continue updating another product, so we can update all 3 products together. Here, we will make some adjustments. Right here, this is this, currently it's set to octopus. So, we'll change the image to octopus, okay? Here is the octopus. For example, here I'll label it as frozen octopus. Then, we'll do the same for side and space this side, this space. Next, for the fishing area, you can put caught. For example, you can put Central Vietnam Sea, or Metromedo Vi, or Vietnam Vi, just as a sample. Vi in Vietnam, this is just an example, so you can adjust it however you want, based on your actual product information. Now, it'll click Update to upload it. There, 2 products have been updated. Now, let's update the last product. Then, we'll continue. I'll exit to the main screen and just leave it as admin. Next, let's continue by editing the last product. Click on Product to edit the final product here. This one is fish, right? For fish, you'll select a picture of a fish and upload it. Here, you'll enter frozen fish as an example, and I'll leave the rest as is. You can adjust the information inside as needed. I'm just doing a demo for you to see. Once you're done, remember to click Update. After that, you can go out to check and see how it looks. Go back out and take another look. Check if the image looks okay. Click on Product and you'll see all 3 products displayed. For example, if you had another product, it will show up here below and you can select the category, meaning the product category you want. That's pretty much it. For example, if you're selling 10 products, you can add all 10 products here. And it'll show you how to link them. This section, when you click on it, how do you make it go to the right product for you? For example, if you click on the shrimp icon here, right now it's showing an error, right? So let's go back. You go to the home page, then click on Edit Page so you can link it. The image on the home page to the product category. You scroll down, click on the image, and below, you'll see a link field here. That's where you'll enter a link. For example, if we're working with shrimp here, you click on shrimp, then copy this URL and paste it here. Then in a moment, it will show up outside for you to see. And click Update. Similarly, for fish, you just go back, click on fish, copy this link, and paste it in. You paste it into the fish section here. So when you're on the home page and you click on the fish image, it will take you to the folder. The fish folder. And finally, for octopus, you just copy and paste it in here as well. Here, it'll click Update. There we go. After finishing, well, test it again. Let me test it again. Press F5 to refresh the interface. Then click the home page. Then click the shrimp image to see if it shows up. If it appears like this, it's all good. It's already showing the product, right? Next, it'll guide you through how to post to this news section. Next, it'll show you how to edit this article or write a new one. You'll go to the management interface. This is its management interface. You click on this box on the left side and you'll see the post section. When you click on it, your post will appear. Post here means articles. Then you can go in and edit an existing article, or you can create a new one by clicking Add New Post. For example, if you want to write a new article, you'll click Add New Post. Next, you'll enter the article title. For instance, let's say you find a seafood article from outside to use as an example. Vi. Copying article Vi. I'm just doing a demo here, so I'm copying. But in your actual website, you should write your own content. So we'll copy this. This is a demo. Then in the content section, you can paste it here, or you can click Edit with that US bill of lading. Using US bill of lading will give you more options to customize. As for editing outside, if you make changes outside, it uses the default WordPress interface, which isn't as good as using this tool. This tool helps you view and edit things more visually. For example, if you want to add content, you just select and drag this block in, drop this block in, and then you can start writing your content. For instance, here I'll just copy as a sample so you can see how it works. Let's copy an article as an example. Copy the article. Now, for example, you'll add an image. Let's just use the image from this article. Copy the image. I'm not sure if you can paste the image here, can you? Let's add the image to make it more lively, okay? For example, like this. Alright, so now we have an article. Once you see that everything looks good, you can click Publish, and it will post the article to your website right away. This article section is also related to SEO, which means optimizing keywords for search engines. They'll guide you through that later, as I don't want to go too deep into the technical details right now. Alright. So after you finish writing the content, you need to go back out here and insert the image. Where is the image? Here, View Image. You need to insert the image into your post. If you don't have one yet, just upload it. Let's use this image and save it. Alright, let's just use this image. You'll copy this one. This sample. Now I'll upload it. For example, we'll select this image, then choose it and update it. After it finishes running, you will see that if you want to review that link, just click here. Click on the link below and it will open up. You'll see that your post has already been published on the website. See, if you click on the Bot New channel, you'll find a post this one right here. Now let's go back to the home page and check if anything special has happened. Here, you'll notice that 2 posts are now displayed below. Bye-bye. My thoughtful writing and creative expression. That's it. So I've finished guiding you on how to post an article on your website. Just here. The more you write, the more customers will come and read, especially information that is valuable to customers. The more they trust you, the more you should trust me. So when you write articles on here, try to include information related to your products or industries. Finally, it'll guide you to edit them. Product. When you create something new, just write it out. And finally, it'll guide you on how to adjust this section here. For this section, simply click on this page, then click Edit Page. That's the fastest way. After that, select Edit with us Bill of Lading. Bye. This interface is very easy to edit. At this point, you can update your email, for example. You can leave this email here as a placeholder, just as a sample. Here, you can completely change the address as well. For example, if you're not in Ho Chi Minh City but in Hanoi, you can update it accordingly. It's best to write your address here in detail. For example, you could write something like Lang La Village, for instance. Include the house number, village name, Hanoi, Vietnam. Your phone number should be clear. If you're working with international clients, add Vi or WhatsApp next to your number. Adding WhatsApp lets clients reach out and add you. Where clients can also contact you using other methods. Now, it'll guide you on how to set up this Take OM channel so that whenever a client fills in their information, you'll receive an email notification. Once you're done, just update the information. Then close it. Next, click outside to check if the information has been updated. As you can see, Viber has been added and the address has been changed. Some websites will embed Google Maps right here, but in my experience, it's not really necessary. The name can still be aligned, but I think keeping it simple like this is perfectly fine. The address should be clear, and you should include the house number and full address. Now, it'll show you how to configure this form that allows you to receive information as soon as a customer fills it out. To start setting up this contract form, go back to your WordPress admin dashboard. Then go to the Contract section for me and select the Contract tab. Scroll down to see the contact form. Click Edit. Next, go to the Mail tab and click on it. Here, you'll need to update this field with your own email address. For example, here I'm using the email address for Kamertecho. Kamertekigmailcom, for example. So you would enter your own email address here and then click Save. Next, we'll scroll down a bit further to set up SMTP. SMTP acts like a gateway that allows you to receive emails from the system whenever a customer contacts you through the form. This way, you can receive those emails directly. To do this, you'll need to update this section. For the form, you should enter your own email address. For example, I'm using my admin email address here. The information below, you'll keep as is. Then, for the username, of course, you'll just copy your own username here. As for the password, please delete what's currently there and enter the password for the app-to-app password from your Google account. So, please wait a moment while I open my web browser and pull up this section. Open your web browser and please type in for me, Enable Google Two-Step Verification. When you type in Enable Google Two-Step Verification like this, it'll also copy this link and put it in the video description below so it's easier for you to click. Then, please click on the first result, and after that, select your Google account. Next, select the security option. Now, enable two-step verification, which means turning on two-factor authentication. Make sure it's enabled. I've already turned it on, so I don't need to do it again. If you haven't, just go here to turn it on. Click this, and you'll see a button that says Turn On. Since mine is enabled, it shows Turn Off, but I want Turn It Off. You must enable two-step verification. Then continue to the next step. Google. Account, password, Google app password. Here, you type in this phrase, Google app password, and it will show up as the first result. Click on the first page that appears. Then, scroll down and you'll see the option to create and manage app passwords. Click on that. Now, at this point, you'll need to enter your email address into Windows. You don't need to enter You need to enter the domain of your website. The one you are currently using is. Copy this code, paste it here, and click OK. When you do that, it will generate an app password. At this point, copy this password, make sure to copy it and save it somewhere safe. After that, go back into the interface where you configure the SMTP settings. Paste that string of numbers into the password field here. Then, click Save Changes. It will save your settings. After that, you can test to see if it's working. At this point, just enter any email address. For example, it'll enter any email address of mine, like vanvisoimport at gmail.com, for instance, to see if it can send a test email. It'll set the subject as test and the content as test as well. Then, click Send Test. If it sends successfully, the system will notify you. Message sent means the system is working, everyone. On my phone, I've already received the test email, so everything is running smoothly. That means when a customer simply fills in the form on your site, you'll receive a notification email, or it will be sent directly to your admin email. That's it, we've finished this part. Set up for this form tab. Now let's go back to the website. Here you'll see the farming methods section. It'll link it directly to this area, so when you click on it, it will immediately open this page. See? For example, with this See Our Products button, when you click it, it will go straight to the products link. Similarly, blog will go directly to this view. These are already set up for you, so you don't need to make any further adjustments. I think you can also add your company information here, like the company address. It's fine if you want to add it here, but if you don't, that's okay too. You can always adjust it yourself if you want. I hope that through this video, you'll be able to design and create a similar website for yourself. You don't need to know any details about programming or coding at all, and you can still create a professional website. And if you find this video helpful and useful, please click like and share it with your friends, colleagues, or anyone who might benefit from it. Besides creating a website for an import-export company, you can absolutely use this method to make a personal blog, or even to share anything else you want in a similar way. This is also exactly how I do it myself. It's really just like this, step by step. If you have any questions at all, or if you run into any issues while working on it, please feel free to leave a comment below. They'll be happy to help. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.